Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Welcome back to another live stream where we go through it's not all of the latest Chelsea news. It's a Chelsea player tier list. So we're going to be breaking down all of the players. I think there might be like one or two players missing, but generally speaking, it's all of them. And we're going to be going through who's been good, who's not been good. And just speaking about it like that. So without further ado, we've got Nina and Lewis with us here today. How are you doing, guys?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Great.
I don't think I've ever done one of these before. I saw you did a tier list the other day, Lewis, but it wasn't to do with footballers. It was to do with the channels.
We did like X and like YouTube rankings. That one got very complicated very quick, but it was a fun stream, really fun stream.
Where was the Chelsea Fan TV? Where were we? I thought to myself, fucking hell, where?
But I would have been too biased. Yeah, I would have been way too biased.
Just have the bias, mate. I need the bias. We need all the help we can get, Lewis. No, it's good. It's all good, guys. Well, so we've got our tier list, which I'm going to share on screen. And we've only got an hour for this show, so we're going to have to get through these players relatively quickly, but we'll do it. You can see you've got the best players, quality, decent, loan or sell. Who even is this? I didn't make those names up. It was already there. So if you want to change it, I feel like you probably can. Is that right, Lewis?
Yeah. If you just click on the text, it should give you the.
So if there's a player that you think is better or worse than anything we have here, we can obviously change that. So we're going to go straight into it. Let's start off with Tosin. We signed him on a free from Fulham. Had quite a lot of game time this season, to be fair. What are we thinking about him?
Decent. There's not really been anything above or below that, really. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Word to Gattuso.
I give him decent as well, to be fair. I'll give him decent. I think that's a fair one. Marcus Bettinelli.
Oh, the WhatsApp group chat admin.
Is he the admin?
Yeah. I remember someone said he's the group chat admin. And that's basically all he does.
Bettinelli's actually such a big part of the squad, and he's very close with everyone, but to us fans, he's never really there, is he? We never really get to see him and stuff, but he's a big guy behind the scenes, and everyone loves him in the dressing room, so...
What are we saying then? Well, we obviously know who he is. Who
even is this? I think
you're putting him. Okay, fair enough. I feel like personality counts towards something, though, right? In this, or are we just strictly talking about footballing ability here?
Well, that's the thing.
Have we seen this ability?
Hey, I'm sure we saw him play against like Morecambe in the Carabao Cup last season or something like that. Is that right?
No, that was Jorgensen. Oh no, last season.
Last season, didn't we see him in like the Carabao?
Wasn't it Petrovic? No, Sanchez played in that game.
We must. I'm sure.
I think he still gave.
No. Wimbledon. Was it Wimbledon? Wimbledon. Did he play?
Yeah.
Wimbledon?
Sanchez played.
Oh, did he?
Sanchez played.
Bettinelli definitely played a game for us. Who did he play?
Let me check. It must have been a preseason game or some shit.
Big up to everyone in the chat as well. Easy start at the top begins with S. S. Sanchez.
S tier is meant to be like the top tier. I don't know if he's played a minute for us. No, he's not had any appearances. Not since 2021.
Damn.
He's just there to do the WhatsApp group chat stuff and to be the guy that players shoot at before kickoff.
Easy start.
And he still got injured last season.
Starts with an S and he's wearing orange. We'll get to that. We'll get to him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
No,
need,
don't
we need
worry.
a
We will
safe
get to him in a second.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what are we going to say for Kukurella? Now, me personally, I put him in best players bracket. I think he's better than quality. I think he's top. I think he's top tier. I'd say he's arguably the best left back in the league. And honestly, has been even
Well, he's
last
up there with player of the season shout, so he has to go in that category.
Yeah.
I don't see why there could be any argument over Kukurella. Although, like, I'll be honest, the amount of fan cams we did 2 years ago, and everyone was saying we need to sell him, probably myself included. To be fair, the guy has had a bounce back from another level, and I think it's all to do with his personal life. I don't even think the football really ever affected Kukurella. Honestly,
man
like,
got his house robbed. I think he had tonsillitis and lost like 10K. And yeah, like there was a bunch of off the field issues in his first campaign. He's been a lot more settled, and this season you've seen a clear improvement in his levels for us.
Yeah, for me, I think Kukurella, and this goes to show as well. We're going to see this on the tier list. Like, pay attention, everyone who's at the top, and then just ask yourself this question: when we bought them, who were they? And I'm not saying that in like a disrespectful. I'm saying that in a sense of, oh, maybe when you actually buy established players, you might get something from it. And then Kukurella is the first one that goes up top. So just keep that in your mind.
I make one tweak to this quickly. Can we move up who even is this just above loan and sell?
We can move it up.
Because I don't think it's anything worse.
Loan and sell. Okay, should we just say get?
No. Like loan sell's fine the way it is. It was just more like, hey, you can even add that. Go for it. I just thought like that area should probably be above. Because like the worst one is like, yeah, get out. If it's a who even is this, is just there.
Should we drag that one down as well? I feel like that's a bit easier.
Yeah, that can do. Yeah, that'll work.
Does that work? Are we happy with that? Nina?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just too busy trying to turn my fan off on my laptop. So I'm being very anti at the moment. But okay, what is it? Get on my club, meh. Who even is this?
That's about right, isn't it? That's about right. Nothing wrong with that, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You probably put meh and who even is this though, wouldn't you? In terms of.
Would I? Okay.
Yeah.
Do that. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, meh is basically the same thing, isn't it?
There we go.
Meh's like he's all right. Ben Chilwell.
Get out.
See, I wouldn't say that. I would say, well, when you say get out of my club, Lewis, that's insinuating you really want him to leave.
It's more like I would have said that a year or two ago. Now it's just I know you're leaving. It's just can we hurry it up now? Like we need to free up those wages. And like, look,
but is that the
done anything wrong with the season? He's not played, but still gotta go.
So that's the sole reason, though, just on wages. That's what we're putting it down to.
Yeah, like, I mean, wage. Well, I don't rate him in general. I think injuries have killed him off, but like, I don't mean get out of my club in a terrible way. It's just you gotta leave. You're meant to leave last summer, so it's like.
Let's do it like this then. Let's change this to please go. A more polite send off for Ben Chilwell.
So we have two versions of leave. Bro, they both just mean leave.
I can't put Chilwell in the same category as Robert Sanchez. I can't do it.
Oh no, I was gonna ask for a new tier when we got to Sanchez.
Oh, you want a new tier?
Yeah, just do a Robert Sanchez tier below that.
And then
we just throw him in there.
Then there's got to be another player who comes alongside.
Oh yeah. Look who's next to him. You've got the threesome together. Like, it's actually been set up perfectly.
All right, please go.
But okay, yeah, you know what? UCL tax. You want to give him a nice little spot? Go for it. But it means the same thing. You still got.
Yeah, mate. I mean, he deserves that, doesn't he? He does deserve it. You got to give him that, Lewis.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Jadon Sancho. I was saying yes. Like, do you know what, Lewis? I honestly defended the guy a little bit. And Charlie was the first one to say this: is why are we not playing Tyreek George out of this guy? And I think Charlie's honestly hit the nail on the head. To be fair, and I think as it stands, I don't see any reason why Sancho should stay at this club. I mean, I would almost go towards who even is this, because I haven't seen the guy for about 2 months. I haven't seen him.
I'd bring back the meh category because at the moment so many of our attackers are meh. So it's like I wouldn't single out Jadon Sancho as being any worse in terms of what he's supposed to be doing from some of our other attackers at the moment, because everyone's dropped off. So from that side of things, I'd say meh. I'm not really that bothered because, again, he hasn't really done enough to warrant him, like fighting for him to stay at Chelsea. But at the same time, a lot of our players have dropped off in the second half of the season. So do we just single Jadon Sancho out as being the worst out of the bunch? I'm not sure.
That's the thing. I completely agree. He's been good first half of the season, poor second half of the season. I haven't seen enough to say send him back, especially for the amount that we're getting for him anyway. I think even worst case scenario, you'd get more just off buying him and trying to flip him off anyway. There's no point sending him back to United. My only thing, like, deal breaker is he cannot join on United's wages. Has to join on a pay cut. But I would expect that that's the case anyway, seeing as all three sides agreed on this before the loan move was even done. So I'd have him in decent. But yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, like he's had one great half of the season and one poor half of the season. Ultimately, it levels itself out.
I wouldn't even say he's had half.
In November, December, he's been argued for best left winger in the league.
I mean,
we've forgotten a lot of the way the team was looked at by then.
I mean, in terms of performances, I mean, honestly, my memory's not going back that far, but I mean,
first half of the season he was performing very well.
I'm talking GA here. When we talk about half a season, I don't even think he's given us that.
But this is the thing, man. Like, the GA-based analysis is what's going to kill football. Like, he's been good for the first half of the campaign. It's the second half of the campaign where he's just dropped off and he's not doing anything, and he's lost a ruthlessness that he seemed to be showing for us. But again, it cancels itself out.
I mean, when you say decent, right? I would put Tosin as a player. Like, I want him to stay. I like Tosin. I think he's a good player for Chelsea. I think that he can be part of Chelsea for years to come. Not as a starter, but we like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We didn't say we had to build the team around the guy, but he was a nice player to have. I just don't see that with Sancho. I don't see that. And you talk about the wage as well. I'm like, what does the guy bring? Does he bring leadership? Not really. Does he bring work ethic? Not really. Does he bring goals? Nah, doesn't really shoot anyway. Is he creative? Yes, but he only creates when the team plays well. So, he plays well when the team plays well. When the team drops, Sancho is one of those players who drops with the team. And you can't say the same thing for Neto, for example, on the other side. He's one of the guys who actually, he gets going.
I mean, it kind of goes for both of them, to be honest, because Neto, my problem's been all season, he don't have someone to cross to. So he's another one that needs to rely on other players to get the best out of him too.
Exactly.
Like with Sancho, we know what we're getting. He's the ultimate link man. So, like,
do you want him to stay at the club?
Same energy applies for him. Everyone else has to be performing for him.
So do you? Because I want him to go right at this moment in time. I would like him to go. Do you feel the same way, or do you actually want to keep him?
No, I want to keep him.
Okay.
Nino? I want another season from him because I know what I'm getting with him.
Again, like, I don't think there's an argument that he should be singled out as the one that should leave above our other attackers because, again, like, yes, he's great at dribbling. He's really good on the ball. He's technically gifted, but he does need players around him. He needs players running into the box for him to actually link up with players. He's not necessarily one that will take it upon himself to shoot. So that's a problem. But at the same time, he's not exactly been terrible in a sense that, oh yeah, like, you know, you don't want him anywhere near the squad. If anything, he's just not performing like some of the other attackers aren't. So from that sense, I think, I mean, if you compare him to Neto, maybe people will argue that Neto's better in the sense that at least he helps out a lot more defensively. He's a lot more lively. He moves around more. He crosses more. But then again, it's like in terms of goal scoring output, well, none of them really have been up there with scoring goals as much as we've envisioned our wingers to do. So it's not necessarily an argument that, yeah, Jadon Sancho is actually regressing our team. He's just not doing what he was at the start, but then so is everyone else. So yeah,
go
it's kind of mess.
Is that
yeah? He should be decent.
He's all right. Okay, all right. I can accept that.
Yeah, no, you can't.
And Nkunku,
get out my club.
Yeah, I second that.
I do feel for the guy. I mean, we had this argument the other day, Lewis. Like, there's no doubt that he's obviously he's not trying anymore. But you have to admit, his situation at Chelsea, he's had a tough time, mate. He's not had an easy ride.
Cry me a river, man. He's had how many runs of starts? He's shit.
Oh, it's not. Mate, he's been shit for us. Man. He's been mismanaged massively.
Well, why is it everyone else's fault but Nkunku?
I didn't. I just said Sancho was crap as well.
No, but I mean, like, for this one, it's just, I feel bad for him or the situation. Nah, he's been shit, man. Lazy as fuck. And he doesn't seem like he can do anything.
I feel bad for him in the sense that he came in and the team was going to be built around him last season. He got injured and then he's come in, and because Palmer's obviously been moved into the 10, he's been forced to play out of position. And, you know, he's not really been given a proper run, if I'm being totally honest. A bit like Gusto in the sense that he hasn't been given a proper run.
So I meant to feel bad for him because there's been better players in his position.
I'm just saying that I'm talking about the player. I'm not saying what you should feel. I'm just saying, like, it is tough, mate. But I appreciate he's not been good recently. I can appreciate that.
He's been garbage and managed to ghost Conference League games. I don't feel bad for him no more.
He scored loads of goals. But he does need to go. I'm with you there. In
Nkunku, sometimes we literally look a man down. We may as well be. So in that regard, he doesn't really add anything or bring anything to the team pretty much anymore. I don't really trust him on the ball that much. I think he concedes possession now quite easily, and that maybe comes from, I don't want to say laziness, but it does appear that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes there's this careless attitude that he has. And again, that's probably been heightened by the fact that the club have made it clear that, you know, he's not part of the plans and he will go with, you know, the first good offer that comes in. So I guess you can't really blame a player that's not motivated in that way. But at the same time, you know, you're a football player, you're a professional, like, your attitude should at least be somewhat more positive, especially when you have divided so much opinion. Like, at least just prove us wrong, just show us something. But again, there's so many games where he's just absent and he doesn't run, he doesn't press. So what is Nkunku really bringing to the team?
He's a goal scorer, isn't he? That's what he brings. But again, he's been played in wide positions, so it's difficult for him to get into goal scoring positions.
Well, he was played as a number 9. He was played as a winger. Where else?
He scored goals tonight. So
we played him in a 10, and then he ghosted against League 2 bottom of the table. More.
Yeah, there you go. And then Alex, you were arguing with me saying
one game.
Huh?
One game in the 10.
He played one game. Is it?
I'm sure he's played more games in the 10 as well. I think he played against Ipswich in the 10.
All right, 2 games.
Let's get all of his positions this season. In fact,
but I mean, guys, we've got a lot of players to get through. To be fair, so
run through it. Like, he still needs to be out the club anyway.
Let's see what the chat says about Robert Sanchez. Where are we putting Robert Sanchez? And also, Lewis,
a new tier.
How do we create new tiers? Do I have to press pin images?
You see, click the spanner. Get out of my club. Click the spanner, or like that little on the right.
This thing.
Yeah. Click that. Add a row below. There you go. He deserves his own tier, just called Robert Sanchez.
Okay, I've got it.
Mistakes were made. Category.
So he's had 7 games in attacking mid, and including 2 in the Conference League. The rest is all centre forward and second. Oh, so he's even played second striker and still been a bum. Oh, fucking hell.
You can't deny he's been misused, Lewis. You can't deny it. You can agree.
Can't deny that he's done nothing in 2 seasons.
I agree that he's been poor recently. I agree with that. You can't deny he's been mismanaged.
All this hype that we needed Nkunku to come back, and he's come back and been our worst forward.
In recent months, absolutely. But again, that
recent months this season.
No, that's not true.
Who's been worse than him this season?
Well, Mark Guiu.
Really?
He's literally had a sample of 2-3 games.
And he scored more goals than all of them. So I mean, that's a terrible argument.
Bro, forget the GA analysis. Like, who's been worse than him this season?
He's one of our top scorers.
No, like, but you act like it's the defining metric. Who's been worse than him this season?
He played as a striker and scored goals. Like,
and we were told he's a versatile forward when he first joined us.
Well, that's not true. He's not a versatile forward. I mean,
yeah, we've learned that the hard way.
But again, I agree.
Hey, Mark Guiu got more goals than him in the Conference League.
No.
Yeah, Mark Guiu was one of the top scorers in the Conference League this year.
And he's doing better than him in the Conference League.
No, I don't think Mark Guiu's got more goals than Nkunku.
Yeah, he has. He has. I think he has.
He got a hat-trick against Noah. Okay, I'll give you that.
Conference League top scorers. It's either the same or joint. Yeah, no, he's got more. He's got 1 more.
How many goals did Mark Guiu score against Noah?
I think he got a hat-trick.
3. But no, you can't tell me that he's been our worst forward. It's not true. It's not true.
I think he's been bad than him.
If anything, I'd argue
if we're looking in 2025, then you could definitely make that argument.
The whole season, my friend.
No.
Guiu's work rate would be much better than Nkunku's now as well if you put him in the team.
My work rate would be good. I wouldn't score any goals.
He's been scoring goals.
So then, what are you arguing then, Alex? That Nkunku should stay?
No, I never said that. I just say that he should leave, but I think a lot of the criticism that he's getting is it's just wrong. Like you're basically saying the player's not good enough, and he clearly is, but he's mismanaged.
If that was the case, you'd want him to stay then.
No, Maresca can't play the guy. He's proved it. Even on the opening day of the season, he played him as a winger.
If you think he's that good, you'd want to keep him, though.
Not under this manager. Honestly, not under this manager. This manager, he doesn't know how to fucking use it. Half of our players, mate. I mean, we'll have another
manager not getting the best out of Nkunku.
Give me 2 months, and you know what? I really hope Maresca does it, but the likelihood is he doesn't do it. And we'll be standing out Stamford Bridge having the same argument. But we'll see. We'll see.
Do you think anyone else has been, any other Nkunku's been better than anyone else this season? Just out of interest. In terms of forwards.
He's been better than Mark Guiu. He's been better than... Who else have we got as a forward? He's not been better than Jackson. Who else have we got? Probably been better than Dewsbury Hall.
Noni.
Wow, the standards are low.
Sancho.
Damn.
No, you can't deny that Nkunku is actually one of the few proven players in our team. When people say he's not good enough, I go, fuck off. He's actually proved himself.
Again, this is the thing. This is experience. Right?
He's proved
this is
himself.
Another argument I come up with. Everyone asks for experience, but experience sucks.
Well, experience has been mismanaged, in my opinion. And that's when you've got Cole Palmer in there, you can justify dropping Nkunku. I'm not saying that it's the wrong decision, but I'm just saying that from the player's perspective, individually, he is being mismanaged, just like Gusto is being mismanaged. It's the same sort of example. It's both those players the same. You could say it's similar with Vega if he was we wanted to be a centre back. I don't know if he was signed to be a centre back or not, but you could say the same thing.
Versatile, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I'm not saying that's the only player. That there are obviously other players out there, but that's just my opinion. Dewsbury Hall, what are we saying to him?
Yeah. Off you go.
Yeah, he can go.
He's getting out, is he?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a pretty simple one, to be fair. Sassy.
Yep, same thing. Same thing.
Please go, or are we saying get out? Do we give them the respect or not?
Indifferent. I'll just tell everyone get out the club. I'll be so real.
Just get out. I mean, he hasn't really won anything for us, so in that sense, yeah, it's fair, isn't it? Reece James.
Yeah. Good. Oh well. No, he is one of our best players, isn't he?
I'm gonna.
Performance for us hasn't been bad.
I would go decent, to be honest.
I'd
go decent because you can't rely on him. He's not going to stay fit.
He can't be your best players just based off this season. But if I'm thinking the performances, his performances haven't had a low level. So,
how many games has James played this season?
Probably like 10.
You can't be one of our best players then. He's
I haven't been decent then.
Yeah, that's for me. Like that's important when it comes to injuries, and if he can stay fit, he's the best fucking right back in the world, without a question, like without a doubt. That's another player that's mismanaged as well. Fucking playing him as a midfielder.
It's because we don't have any aggression or physicality in the midfield without Lavia with Caicedo.
That's another one. But
everyone complains that our midfield gets bullied until we have to try and throw Reece there till Lavia's fit. When Lavia's fit, you won't see Reece playing there. That's it.
It's true. Well, I fucking hope it is.
Sometimes the whole playing players out of position is for a purpose. Sometimes it's bullshit.
What are we saying for Benoit Badiashile? I know there's probably mixed opinions on this because I fell out with him in pre-season when we conceded that silly goal against Real Madrid. Do you remember the goal?
Madrid?
Yeah. You remember?
Oh, yeah, the second one at the bridge. Yeah, I remember. I saw
not at the bridge. No. I'm talking about the summer tour, mate. 7 months ago.
Oh, yeah, I barely remember that. Pre-season, innit?
The thing is, like, some of these defenders that we're talking about here, I literally wouldn't bat an eyelid in the nicest way possible if they left, and that's just when you know, right?
Mm-hmm. Bar Fofana, I couldn't care less about any of them.
Yeah, pretty damn true.
Nah, this is the goal. I found it. You need to see this goal to understand why I fell out with him. This is the goal. Can you see it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he just slows down for no reason.
You didn't even fucking try, mate. That's so bad. That's why I fell out with Badiashile, mate. I say it like I know him personally, but it was personal to me when he didn't slide in for that. I was watching that on the watch along with Kevin. I think Cam was there as well, and I was like, Jesus Christ. He didn't want to get injured. Oh, fucking hell. What, are we going to say that when he's in the Champions League final? Oh, but he didn't get injured. Fuck off.
Our defenders would have been bloody, I don't know, like stretching themselves.
It's never going to look good, isn't it?
So what are we saying for Badiashile? Me personally, I would actually go... there's not really... I mean, it's. I wouldn't say decent. I wouldn't
Bring
say...
back the meh category, seriously.
Yeah, meh.
We'll how I feel about him.
Add a row above.
If we're going to do that, change meh to good, I think.
I'm adding loads of categories. So we're going... So that's going to be. Well, decent is good though, isn't it? Like decent's all right, isn't it? Is that fair?
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
Sorry,
I like that there's a gaping chasm between. I like there's a little gaping chasm between get out of my club and Sanchez. I felt like he deserved
another one. Go on, I'll add another one.
Yeah, he deserves that.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's personal.
So at least Nkunku's got a bit of respect. He's not on the Sanchez tier.
So what are we saying for thing? We're going meh for Paddy Shield, yeah?
Yeah, I'd put him in meh.
What's the new category?
The new
category... no, it's just he deserves to be away from the get out of my club section.
What else have we got? Oh, Palmer. Easy money.
Yeah, light work.
Sorry, I was just having a Clear Lake moment. Best player there. Neto. First season at Chelsea. He's been bloody reliable, hasn't he? He's been so
I
reliable.
say decent.
I see one of our best players.
Best players?
Yes, definitely. I feel like I can count on Neto more than all of our wingers. I feel like I can count on him.
A bit much.
I feel like I can count on him in terms of his work rate. I can count on him to stay fit this season, which I wouldn't have actually said. I'm surprised that he hasn't got injured yet. And even when he's been played as a striker, like he's actually been pretty good. Obviously Arsenal was difficult, but I mean Villa, he was decent. He scored against, was it Leicester as well, and Southampton. So, or he got an assist in one of those games. So I think that Neto, like we're talking about this season again, we're not talking about Chelsea all time. This season, he's been one of our best players. Can we not agree on that?
Nope. I think he's been decent, but he's just been as questionable as all of our other wingers this season. I don't know how he'd get into best players.
I don't know, man. I think he is one of our best players, man. I'm not saying that he's been like amazing, but that's the standard that we have right now. That I would say that Neto still is one of our best players. I mean, he's been, for me, I prefer Neto to Madueke. I prefer him to Sancho. I prefer him to Mudryk. I prefer him to Tyreek Joy. I prefer him to all of them. It's probably my favorite.
I'm good. Like there's times where he don't even look like he can control a ball. I think decent spare.
Alex, you've chopped off our best players only to have Robert Sanchez in full view.
Sorry. Let's go. Let's go up a little bit.
There we go.
We'll zoom out.
Yeah, Neto's in the decent category again. I don't think he's done much to be warranted in. I don't think he's done enough as Kukurella and Palmer to be in the same category as them. Obviously, different positions, different roles, but still at the same time, you have expected more. Well, we have expected more.
Okay, so we're going decent then.
Yeah.
I'm not like
high decent.
I'm just saying that I do think he has been one of our best players. I really do.
I disagree, bro.
Like if we had to pick a starting 11 right now, he gets in that starting 11.
Even not for me personally.
In fact, just over the whole season, imagine everyone's fit. Like I'd still put Neto in that starting 11. I'd put him in.
I have Sancho and Noni personally.
Nah. Noni for me, I don't know. He has improved. I agree with that, but something about Noni, I don't know. I just don't.
Noni's the most direct winger that we have, and the only one that's going to run at goal.
I something.
I don't rate his decision making either. Like I'd have him in decent as well, but like we miss Noni a lot more than I think we'd miss a Neto.
Fair enough. So where are we putting Noni? Decent as well.
Yeah, decent. Yeah.
How long has he been injured for?
Since February. February.
Yeah, he's been available most of the time, hasn't he? I'll give him decent then. Yeah. I want to give him meh really, but I'll give him decent. I'll go with that.
There's no way he can be in meh without Neto being there. Ain't no way.
I'll give him decent.
No, Nani's decent. Yeah, I agree.
João Felix, personally, I'd say I don't really know what to say about.
I think, as a bench option, meh, because I'd have him as a bench option. I think we missed him on the bench, bit of depth, and just someone that's got a bit of a careless attitude in a good way could probably.
Part of me says just get out of my club as well, because he's a slag for clubs. Honestly, he's like Lukaku and Ibrahimovic, except the clubs don't even want him. It's like you have to persuade them to buy him in the first place. I don't get it.
He still thinks he's a starter like that.
As soon as he went to Milan, he was like, "Oh, I want to be at Milan for years to come." What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? He just wants game time. Like, if you want, go to Palace, go to Crystal Palace. You'll get game time there. I just don't see. For me, João Felix is a bit similar to Sancho, right? Where we're basically buying a player that the clubs they're at are desperate to get rid of them. And we're finding out why the clubs wanted to get rid of them. We're finding that out because there's no consistency there. And let's be honest, there's no loyalty. Even Sancho's not loyal to Chelsea. I mean, I don't know if the rumours about him going back to Dortmund have any sort of substance.
No, I don't believe it. Tabloid bullshit.
I think that there's a good chance it is bullshit. But, I mean, who knows?
I'm just looking at all the players we still have left. We got so many to go through.
We'll get through it.
I mean, it's really easy to power through the rest. I can't even lie.
Like, we've got Fofana here. I would. Do you know what? Me and Fofana, we had our differences when he got injured, but I'll put him in the best players category because he's fit again. So he deserves that. But when he's injured, he can go. Because I fucking hate when he's injured all the time. Like, does that not frustrate you, Lewis, when you spend all that money on a player who, and also the other reason I've not been a fan of Fofana is because of what he said about Marseille. Did you hear what he said in the summer, or was it January? I think it was the summer.
Yeah, it was some. He's a Marseille fan, isn't he? He's from Marseille.
I just think
he didn't say anything about going back, but he said I think he said one day he'll be back in Marseille.
I can't remember, but he said something that just didn't sit well with me, and I thought, like, why are you saying this? And it just made me think to myself, like, this guy will jump at any opportunity to leave for a better club if he can. I'm not saying Marseille is that better club. Obviously.
He weighed up an approach from Marseille during the summer window, but he was convinced by Maresca to keep staying. Jesus. Don't really have any issue with that. He's from Marseille.
Yeah. Well, I hope Fofana stays fit because he's good when he's fit. So big up to him. Enzo Fernandez. For me, you know what? He's the most improved player under Maresca out of all of them.
I'd have him in best players.
I think when you look at what he was like last season, he didn't suit what Poch was doing whatsoever. He does run, but he's not a runner. And yeah, this system, I think you're definitely feeling the best out of Enzo. And he scored a goal against Brazil as well. I didn't see the goal. Was it a free kick?
No, it was I think a header.
Oh, was it a header? Okay.
I think it was. Well, just coming off a cross.
He's adding lots.
He was in the box.
I struggle to look at Enzo Fernandez and see how he doesn't constantly start in this team. Although also we look at Andre Santos, who's going to be coming in. Where do you think Santos plays if he starts in this team? Who does he replace?
Maybe him.
Do you reckon?
Maybe. Like, I don't know, because he could still just be depth or just very good depth. But as for now, like Lavia and Caicedo would still be like untouchables.
Yeah, which would actually be a good thing in a way, but also because by that time, they've solidified their spots in our midfield, and they're all going to be really comfortable with each other. But at the same time, we've been running them into the ground of how many minutes they've played. And Caicedo have been playing probably the most, more than anyone else, and they have to go furthest away for their international duties as well. So. They're still young, so they can hack it. But at the same time, it would be nice to have someone as good as Santos to come in occasionally and not take out that much quality, because he is obviously really good himself.
I don't understand why CFC Daniel doesn't like Enzo. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with? He says sell Enzo and keep Santos.
There's a lot of people that actually don't really rate Enzo still, which kind of confuses me.
Well, I didn't like the beginning of the season. I thought Fernandes was poor. I remember after the Brighton game, me and Lewis and Matt, we had a debate in the pub because you thought he was really great and I thought he was quite average, to be quite frank.
Which game?
When we won 4-2, I think it was the 4-2 against Brighton. I think it was 4-2.
Oh yeah, he was very good in that game.
He did do some good passes. I'm not denying that, but I just think as a whole, I thought his game was pretty average. And I thought Maresca was to blame in a way because of the way he was playing him. I don't know what the overall reason was, but for whatever reason, it's in sort of this part of the season. And yeah, mate, Enzo 100% got my respect back. And he seems like a key player with what Maresca's doing. So big up to them both. They're working well together. What are we saying about Levi Colwill?
Yeah, meh. I ain't saying so yet, but like, I don't even have him as decent, to be honest.
Yeah.
Made a lot of mistakes.
He's still very, very raw, which is a problem. You'd think by now he's got a little bit more consistency to his game. I think he's got some really nice qualities, but I think consistency, again, is the problem with Colwill.
Man, he talks too much.
Well,
anytime he makes a mistake, he's blaming everybody else. And then when he scores against Southampton, man's doing up this and everything. Like, nah, meh. I don't really rate his mentality like that. And then first half of the season, he had a habit of playing everybody on side too much.
Okay. What about Mudryk? Now, let's just imagine that Mudryk wasn't positive, so he's all right. How would you feel about him then?
Mudryk?
Yeah.
Actually, no, he should be in Who Even Is This at this point.
Yeah. I mean, right now, that's relevant.
Honestly, I'm so over Mudryk. He can go.
What? I like Mudryk.
That's the problem, though, Alex. We've all liked him for a very long time, and unfortunately, just liking a player doesn't go as far as justifying the price tag we paid and how much he should have developed. I like Mudryk. I spent a long time advocating for Mudryk and Madueke to get regular game time, and Madueke actually went on and improved and developed his potential.
No,
and Mudryk really didn't.
Definitely improved. He definitely improved. He's another player.
Yes, but again, not enough in a way to actually justify him getting a regular spot in the starting 11.
Here's nothing about Mudryk improving. I've seen the improvement, but in the Conference League.
Exactly,
and then when he comes off the bench,
I would trust him to start in the league. No.
When he comes off the bench in the league, he stinks.
No, he had Arsenal at home. He had a good. He came on. He almost got an assist for João Felix, who missed that header wide. I think Mudryk has been definitely a clear improvement on last season, and I think a huge part of that is because we have European.
That's a minimal improvement.
I'm not sitting here saying, listen, we're going to get the same money if we were to sell him that we would previously when we bought him, but I do think that I think he's still got a part to play. He offers something totally different that nobody else can offer. So, from that perspective, I'd definitely give the guy, another chance. I think another part of that is because he's been out and we haven't been able to see him. Look, if he had been pretty average from now and he wasn't banned, then I probably would say it's time to go. But we don't know that for sure, so we can't make that assumption.
Just off everything I've seen so far, meh. Actually, no. Who even is this? Who even is this?
Okay. Chukwuemeka for me is.
Gotta leave.
I actually forgot about him.
I don't.
You know what? It might be a who even is this category for him.
Well, he's been injured. He's like a shadow of what he. I mean, he's been out for so long. I honestly probably go, please go. For your career, do it for yourself. Do it for the club as well, because we obviously need the money. I think it's in everyone's best interest to leave. He is actually good enough for Chelsea. This is what frustrates me. But you're not going to start ahead of Palmer. You're not going to start ahead of, well, you weren't going to start ahead of Nkunku. And quite frankly, there's just no space in the 10 for him, which is his best position. So I would have played Palmer on the right. And then you get rid of a lot of these problems. And then Felix would have had the game time. And then Nkunku could have been played his position. Maybe you could have even given Chukwuemeka more minutes. But because we always played Palmer in the 10, we're forced to make do. Don't you agree that would help a lot of our issues? And people talk about balance. Like, Palmer is one of the hardest workers in this team. He's actually he's the fittest player in our squad. Like, it's come out that he wins the bleep test instantly by miles on the training ground. He's actually a very physical player. So all of this nonsense about Palmer not doing the defensive work, I'd say that's not true whatsoever. You could easily play him on the wing to allocate a space just in behind the striker. But I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I think that would be I think that'd just be a sensible decision, especially because he actually played better as a winger last season than he did in the 10. Now, people can talk all they want about, but people know him now. But people knew him halfway through last season that he was in form. So, I don't think a player can just switch on and off as it is. I mean, confidence is part of it, but I also think that the team would play better if we had a little bit more of a threat on that right-hand side, and then we could play other players in their natural positions.
Yeah, he's still just, gotta go for his own sake. Hopefully, he can get back to fitness at Dortmund and then have a permanent home.
We'll see. I'll be real. I can't even see who that is. Who is that goalkeeper? I should know his name.
I don't know either, but that's our answer.
Bergstrom, isn't it?
That actually is the answer. Who is this for real? Who is this?
Bergstrom. Is that his name?
It might be him or one of the other.
Yeah, Bergstrom. Yeah. Well, he played on the right hand side, so I mean, I would classify that as a winger. Am I wrong in saying that? That's what a winger is.
I think he's more talking about the positions he occupied, because like Gusto would still be on the overlap.
Okay. Well, if you want to talk about that, then you can say he inverted or whatever you want to say. But he was a right winger. He was a right attacker, whatever you want to call it, a right forward. Okay. What else have we got? Malo Gusto, for me, he has just been shy under Maresca. And I am blaming the manager for that. He was one of our best players last season, but I think he's been meh. He's not been great at all. I'll probably put him in the category as these guys. He has had one or two good games. I'm not going to say
he's got to be in meh by default. I'd have him in shit if that was the category, but
yeah. But I do think, I mean, that for me, you can't, 100% on the manager. The player doesn't get that bad overnight. And the reason I'll say that as well is because even when the team was performing poorly last season, this is one of the guys who actually stepped up. And I think that the restrictions that the manager's giving him now, not allowing him to go forward enough, making him invert, I just think it's just killing what he's good at doing.
I hear it. He don't suit Maresca's style of play, but I will still maintain he's overlapped in games and still stunk. But I agree. Ultimately, he don't suit Maresca's style of play.
Yeah, it's not a good fit. If it goes on like this, he should honestly be sold. If it goes on like this, there's no point of having Gusto in if you can't overlap. It's just not the right profile. Moises Caicedo, easy peasy. Best players. Definitely one of our best players. He's been on fire. Mark Guiu.
Decent. I think he's been decent.
I don't think he's shown enough to. It's been all right. It's been okay. But what has he shown to?
He's got some great characteristics. I actually kind of wish we had him as an option even now after Jackson got injured, because
they both got injured within 2 games, isn't it?
And he's actually got a lot more physicality, and that could have been quite useful in the box in terms of presence. And maybe he actually can compete aerially with a lot of these defenders that we've come up against in the league that naturally we've just been outplayed physically against. So, you know, he's got certain characteristics and qualities that can be developed, and he could be turned into a good player. I mean, there was a lot of talent there when we signed him. Still just 18, and actually you could probably justify him being an 18-year-old and getting more game time, or at least make an argument for it. So yeah, I'm quite intrigued actually by Mark Yu.
Okay, so what are we going to go? I mean, personally, I'd probably say meh, because I don't think he's shown enough to be decent, but I think he's been all right.
For his age and his level, I think he's been decent.
All right, we'll go decent then. Cassidy is gone, so
yeah, gone.
Jorgensen, poor,
decent or meh?
Honestly, yeah, I would not put him in decent.
He's been meh. He's not been good.
Meh.
I mean, no, by no stretch does that mean that he should be starting behind Robert Sancho. I still think that's a criminal decision, to be quite frank, but that's where we are. That's where we are.
He's not really been like a needle mover in goal anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. What?
Can Caicedo have a player of the season tab?
I thought he was saying. I think he was trying to spell Matt, and he spelled it wrong. Sure. Oh, over Kukurella.
Yeah, it'll be him or Kukurella. So see
yeah. Go on then, let's do it. Thanks for the super chat.
If Robert Sanchez has his own category, then
I need a better color. I can't give it. What should I give it?
Blue.
Blue.
Beautiful. Level above. There you go. Player of the season. You've got it. Who else have we got? We've got Romeo Lavia. I think you've got to give him decent, mate, because he's been injured too much. I don't think you can put him as one of your best players again.
On paper, you
I would agree if Fofana isn't there.
Fofana's been available more than Lavia, no?
Yeah, but he's been injured a lot of the season too, so it kind of goes both ways. And the level Lavia has shown when he's fit, I'd have him in best players.
Go on then. I do like Lavia. I fucking love that guy. That was the other reason that I was so critical of Enzo as well at the beginning of the season, because I was like, Lavia is just killing you, man. He was on fire. Different types of players, but I mean, if you had to choose between Enzo and Lavia, who would you choose? And they're both fully fit.
What, in the same position?
Yeah.
Probably
Lavia. Lavia's better in the pivot with Caicedo, and in the first phase, he's our best midfielder. In terms of building up the play and getting it from the first phase into attack, it's Lavia, and there's no one else in the league that matches up to him.
I think Lavia is a better ball carrier, but I do think Enzo has a better range of passes as well, which has been really crucial to our attacking play as well.
True.
So,
true. Nicholas Jackson, for me, he's one of our best players again.
Yep.
I mean, we count on that guy. We've seen, or maybe not player of the season. We've seen how we've operated without him. We can't. Without Jackson, the whole team falls apart. We can't score goals, man. We can't create chances. I predicted that he would score over 20 goals. Obviously, I was banking on the fact.
Correction. You said he'd get 25.
That's over 20. I'll take that. So I was banking on the fact that he'd be fit. So the fact that he's injured, I'm a bit like, fuck's sake. But
hey, there's still time.
I mean, how many has he got? 9 at the moment. And when's he coming back? After the break, no? Is he going to be available for Tottenham? Hey, listen.
He's not been picked in training yet.
hat-trick last season.
Oh, God willing.
Let's have it. Hat-trick, that puts him on 12. And then he just needs 8 more before the end of the season, and then I'm right. So that's what I'm hoping for. I haven't got any money on it, just pride. I have no idea who that is. Who the hell is that?
Achimpong?
That's not Achimpong.
Oh, that's Amari.
That's not Amari Hutchinson.
No, Kellyman.
From Aston Villa.
Yeah, that's Kellyman. Who even is this?
Who the fuck is that? As Conor McGregor said. Right. Who even is this? I'm going to do the same. I mean, Denzel Washington is gone, isn't he?
Yeah, he gone back to Santos on loan.
Oh, on loan. So what are we saying?
Who even is this?
Yeah, who even is this? Tyreek George. Decent,
I'd say.
Can't go wrong with George.
Every minute that we want Nkunku to have needs to go to him for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Vega.
Meh. No,
Based on this season, I've had him in there.
What was it they said when he went to Italy? Like Thiago Motta loved him. Not that Thiago Motta's words mean much these days.
Didn't he get sacked?
Yeah, he got sacked, and then the director said, "I feel ashamed that I picked you." How brutal is that?
Fuck it, oh.
They're such idiots. Why do they sign these guys? I mean, Juventus just seems like a poorly run club, to be fair. They signed that Newcastle defender, Kelly, for is it 24 million or something? Or 19 million?
Yeah, I think they wanted Sancho as well, to be fair.
Take him as far as I'm concerned. And then we finish off with Josh Achimpong, who I remember his debut against Palace. He played as a centre-back, and he was the man of the match in that game. He was fucking brilliant. Probably should have scored a goal, but his distribution was brilliant. He defended well, won his aerial duels. Really tall player as well. But we haven't really seen much of him apart from that. We have obviously seen stints, but that was the most memorable game that I can remember.
Probably a meh. Just based off like the lack of games he's had.
We put him in there then, yeah?
Yeah, I'd guess so, yeah.
Right, so this is what we have. We've got we'll start from the top. We've got Kukurella and Caicedo, players of the season in joint. Palmer, Fana, Enzo, Lavia, Jackson with our best players as well. Decent category, we got Tosin, Jadon, Sancho, Reece James, Neto, Madueke, Guiu, Tyreek George, Meh. Too many players in Meh as well. Like, by the way, guys, if we were doing this 6 years ago, how many players do you think we'd have in Meh? Just out.
6 years ago, 18, 19. Oh, you'd have quite a few.
Okay, all right, go. Okay, my point is, like, if you go, he was at Meh. 18, 19, he was all right. He was good.
18, 19, yo, all of our centre backs would have gone in Meh that season.
That was Sarri's season.
Yeah, all of our centre backs would have gone in Meh.
No.
Rudiger, best of the bad bunch. Luis had the bozo gene. AC was barely playing and had the tummy ache issues. Who's the other one? One more. There's someone else who's playing there. And then you look at the midfield. Dross, Barkley, Meh, or get out my club.
I wouldn't say
Willian, the declining Pedro.
Oh, I like Pedro under Sarri.
I'll even go one further. Like that. That was probably one of Aspi's worst campaigns for us.
Yeah,
sorry.
soon. To be
So,
fair.
like, I'll be so real. A lot of players would be getting in Meh.
I liked Rudiger under what's his name? Sorry, I liked him.
Yeah, it was only because like Rudiger under Lampard was levels worse.
Oh, he was crap under Lampard. Who else have we got? We've got so Badiashile, Felix, Colwell, Gusto, Jorgensen, Vega, Josh Hutchinson in Meh. Who even is this? The only one I can. I mean, we've got Bettinelli, Mudryk, what's his name? Bergstrom, Washington, and Kellyman. Please go respectfully. We give him that. We give him that courtesy. Ben Chilwell and Chukwuemeka. Get out of my club. And Nkunku, KDH, Disasi, and Casadet's already gone. And then we've got our lovely category here at the bottom for Robert Sanchez. We wanted to honour him. So that was the least we could do. We could give him his own podium.
Yeah, no disagreements there.
There you go.
Yeah, everything does.
Have that. Well, listen, big up to everyone that's been watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We've got over 70 of you in the building. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well. Let's get over 70 likes on the live. So if you haven't liked, just press the thumbs up. Subscribe to Lewis and Nina's channels as well. And listen, we'll be back later on. There'll be an evening stream with Charlie and Dharmesh. So jump on there for that. And yeah, looking forward to seeing